Onto the sort of main stuff of today. It looks like we are edging closer towards the Iran war restarting. Reason for that is, of course, that the Americans and the Israelis are constantly breaking the agreement that was put out, the 10-point proposal. The bomb in Lebanon, they're putting a blockade in the sea, and just terrorism in general, just lies, all of that stuff as well. So it looks like things are really heating up, because Iran informed the American side that it does not agree to a second round through the Pakistani mediator, as US demands are excessive and unrealistic. That's what we were saying earlier, The Americans are just putting together these proposals that are just complete nonsense that no one's going to ever accept in their right mind. And Axios, citing a senior US official, said, "The war in Iran may resume in the coming days. The Israeli army is preparing to resume strikes upon instructions from the political leadership." So yeah, it's looking like we are edging closer to that war. We also saw some horrific footage that had been released showing security cameras at a hospital in Iran capturing the moment of a heavy US and Israeli strike on Iran. So this is the thing as well. The Iranians were targeting the military. They was targeting the Israeli terrorists and targeting, their outposts, their everything to do with military, basically, not civilians. That's the bottom line. And you can see from countless videos, and even more videos are still coming out to this day that have just been released, like this one, where these American and Zionist terrorists are intentionally targeting civilian areas. They're targeting hospitals, schools, places of worship, you name it, they target it. Anywhere, basically, that's just not armies, so... This is terrorism. She's literally like picking up babies out, like, they're literally bombing while there's fucking sick babies in there.
این رود و گرد و غبار کاملا اینجا رو تحت تاثیر قرار داد.
Heartbreaking. That's what happens when we deal with these fucking terrorists. Trump is terrorist. Trump is terrorist. The Iranian army has displayed a suicide drone in Tehran's Engelab Square for people to write whatever they want on it, so that it can be fired at the American Zionist enemy in upcoming conflicts. Damn. Damn. Recommend Proper Co's YouTube channel. Yeah, I watch loads of his videos. He's great. He does great work. Don't know how, I saw these, didn't see any of these messages. And some statements from Iran's parliament speaker, Ghalibaf. So he said, "We are not militarily stronger than America. It is clear that they have more money, equipment and resources, and because they have carried out so many aggressions around the world, they also have more experience than us. The Zionist regime, which is America's servant and agent in the region, also possesses higher power. We fought in an asymmetric war in such a way with our design and preparedness, we pushed the enemy back. The enemy had money and resources but did not act correctly in design. They make mistakes in strategic decisions. They are wrong about our people, just as they are wrong in their military design. The US government claims that America first is important to it, but in practice it has shown that Israel is first for it because it makes decisions based on false information from Israel. Facts. Complete facts. The pink missile stunt was hilarious. Yeah, I saw that this morning. Yeah, Dimitri Lascaris, we watched his interview yesterday. It was base as fuck. I have to definitely watch some more of his videos too. And also, Iranian Parliament Speaker Ghalibaf with another little statement. The enemy failed in the various plans it had, destroying the air force and missile capabilities, destroying the navy, launching a ground attack, and opening the Strait of Hormuz. And all of those were very unsuccessful. We are fully prepared. If they make even the slightest mistake, we will respond with force. Yeah, looks like Iran is ready to go again. If they want to smoke, they can go again. And an Israeli military official spoke to Mariv. We and the Americans are prepared for the possibility that a ceasefire with Iran could collapse suddenly. We have updated the target bank, and military intelligence is monitoring what is happening in Iran. Iran's energy facilities will be among our targets if the fighting resumes. That's what I mean. They just target energy facilities and fucking civilians. Like, they don't target any of the army. Trump also shared a video on his account on Truth Social suggesting that he may be getting ready to restart the war with Iran. Of course. Trump the terrorist. Have to press the button again.
Sometimes in history, there's this magic moment. Somebody appears on the scene and everything changes.
I am with you.
We've never seen anything like this.
I will fight for you.
This was a man who's met his destiny.
And I will win for you.
He said he was saved by God in order to make America great again.
His victory was the greatest comeback of all time.
You're watching history, so buckle up.
Sometimes in history,
Fucking terrorist scum. No words for him. Charlie Kirk was unalive by them because he dared to challenge their superiority. My thoughts on the whole Charlie Kirk thing was that he was definitely like a die-hard Zionist at first. And it seemed like towards the end he started to wake up to what was going on. But by then it was kind of too late. He was already too far deep in the Zionist pockets. And when he started to wake up, he didn't even fully turn his back on them. He just started to slowly say little things like, you know, Israel are trying to ethnically cleanse Gaza. He said little things like that. And straight after that, bang, he's killed. And he's not the only one in history. Because the thing with Charlie Kirk is he was a huge American political commentator with a lot of influence. So what would have happened if Charlie Kirk one day decided to fully turn on Israel? All of his supporters would also start looking into it and start to turn on Israel. So Israel had to eliminate the problem before it happened. And that's what we've seen happen to many others in the past, unfortunately. This is what these Zionist terrorists do. All they know is murder. When they can't silence you, when they can't ban your accounts on social media if that doesn't work because you're too big already, then they go for the second option, which is either put you in jail or kill you. So, yeah, Charlie Kirk was killed for Israel. He was killed for Israel. Charlie didn't know what people he was dealing with. Yeah, maybe. Erica was very sad about it. That's got to be some sort of fucking joke. She's very happy about it. And one last thing from Ghalibaf. He said, I am ready for martyrdom. We are ready both to shed blood and to endure deep hardship. So yeah, the Iranians are ready, man. They're not fucking about. Yeah, madness. And onto the Strait of Hormuz, because this is obviously the whole time that the Iran war was on. It was an important part. It was a great bit of leverage that the Iranians had over America and the rest of the world. Anyone that wanted to side with the Zionists. And it seems that the Americans and the Zionists, after this temporary ceasefire came into place, they thought they can keep breaking the rules. They thought they can keep breaking the agreement, and they thought some dumb reason they thought Iran wouldn't do anything back. But now, unfortunately for the Americans and the Zionist terrorists, the Strait of Hormuz is closed again. Iran's first Vice President, Mohammad Reza Arif, said, "The control of the Strait of Hormuz is under Iran's authority, and either they give us our rights at the negotiating table, or we will take it by force in the field." India's foreign ministry says it summoned Iran's ambassador following shooting at 2 vessels carrying the flag of India in the Strait of Hormuz today. And yeah, if you guys didn't see yesterday, basically an Indian ship was shot at. We've got some audio of that as well coming up. And 3 ships flying the French flag tried to cross the Strait of Hormuz today, one after another, but the attempts failed and they turned back after an Iranian warning. So this is them thinking that they can get through, and a U-turn happens and they all come back. So unlucky, guys. India expresses deep concern to Iran over firing on merchant ships in the Strait of Hormuz and urges resumption of safe passing. I mean, if the Americans and the Israelis didn't break all the fucking ceasefire agreement, then maybe that would have happened. And Iran's Ghalibaf came out and said, "The Strait of Hormuz is under the control of the Islamic Republic of Iran. We responded decisively to the US attempt at a mine clearing and we responded decisively to the US attempt at a mine clearing and considered it a violation of the ceasefire. The situation escalated close to confrontation, but the enemy backed down. If traffic is currently taking place in the strait, it is because control of strait is in our hands. The Americans have announced a blockade in recent days. This is a reckless and ignorant decision. It is impossible for others to pass through the strait while we cannot. If the US does not lift the blockade, movement through the Strait of Hormuz will definitely be restricted." And yeah, that's... can't argue with that really, can you? Just fucking stick to the agreement and you can get through. 5 LNG tankers diverted from heading to the Strait of Hormuz after warnings of a possible closure by Iran, according to Bloomberg. And an Iranian official spoke to CNN and said priority of passage in the Strait of Hormuz is for ships that pay tolls. And this is this audio. Sir, please, you give me clearance. Obviously, that's not the real statement, but you can listen to it yourself.
Sepa Navy. This is Motoranga Sanmar Herald. You gave me clearance to go. My name second on your list. You gave me clearance to go. You are fighting now. Let me turn back.
And Strait of Hormuz activity dropped after Iran shut it in response to a US blockade. Look at the chaos that's going on in the strait. Everyone's cutting out. Everyone's ducking. Madness. Could have all been prevented. Iran's embassy in South Africa on the Strait of Hormuz. If we can't pass, no one can. Fair enough, ain't it? CNN navigation data. Hormuz Strait traffic is fully halted, with most regional ships moving towards the Oman Gulf. And the IRGC Navy, in contact with the ships, called Trump an idiot and warned them that any passage through the Strait of Hormuz must be coordinated with Iran.
In Persian Gulf and Oman Sea. This is Iranian Sepa Navy calling you on channel 16. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed. We will open it by the order of our leader Imam Khamenei, not by the tweets of some idiot. If you want to pass through the strait, you must ask permission from Iranian Sepa Navy. All vessels that have a connection with our enemies will be targeted if they try to pass the Strait of Hormuz out.
Tell them, don't let them fucking through. Don't let these fucking Zionist terrorists through. If they stuck to the agreement, it would have been alright. But, you know, all these Americans and these Zionist terrorists, all they know is blood. So, you have to retaliate sometimes.